Yo guys, welcome back to another video on Declan Storms 2, and we have got Tropical Storm Derby, which is still a tropical storm moving west at 22 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour now. It is getting a bit of convection back, which is kind of insane. And we've also got Tropical Storm Estelle in the Eastern Pacific, nothing in the Atlantic. In the East Pac, we have Tropical Storm Estelle, which is now 70 miles an hour, which is expected to become a major hurricane right now. So it's meant to really rapidly intensify. There is the kind of uncertainty. It's tropical storm now, so 80, 100, 130, 150, no, 120, 115. And starts to rapidly weaken, so then about, I think, maybe 85, 75, and then 60. So I think that's how it will go anyway, for Estelle. But I clearly think now that Estelle is either rapidly intensifying right now or explosively intensifying, because this storm looks so good. I'll show you satellite imagery. Show you satellite imagery of Estelle. This is satellite imagery of Tropical Storm Derby in the Central Pacific. As you can see, it is starting to blow. It did start to blow some good convection, but obviously I think that's waning a little bit due to the dry air, but do get about 1/2 inch to about 1 inch of rainfall on the big island of Hawaii. You guys have got some rain, but this system won't be here for long, as it's going to basically be speeding. Next update, it will basically be past Hawaii, so here, moving here, not really doing anything, dissipating over here, just dying off. Now I'll show you Tropical Storm Estelle, which recent frames is not looking that good, but latest frame, if we have a look at these frames, this is from earlier, and it looks so good. This was on the 12. This was at 15Z. This was at 15Z. Had some good outflow bands. Some good outflow bands out here. Just what the storm needs. And then it is weakening. The reason why the storm's not weakening. The reason why the convection is waning is either probably because there's an eye trying to form, or the convection is just waning because it's not really producing a lot of convection. Now, if there was an eye that was trying to form, basically only the middle bit here would lose the convection. This bit around it wouldn't lose the convection, and basically this bit is starting to lose the convection a little bit, but other than that, you know, it is looking kind of good. Now I do think that this is a hurricane, but yeah, it's at 60 knots now, but I don't think it's that strong. Maybe 75, 80 miles an hour. That's the maximum that I'm going with right now. But the next update will be out in about 10-25 minutes So I'll maybe do another update when it updates out. Do a quick, sharp update, but that update won't be edited. So, talk about the La Nina, El Nino situation and neutral. It's on the 12Z model run. It is rapidly going down. Basically, it's doing this. I know it's gonna probably do that for the rest of the summertime, for the rest of the summer period now. But as you can see, where Estelle is right now. Wait, no, that's the Atlantic. Where Estelle is right now, about here, it's in 30-degree waters. It's gonna become a major hurricane and then start to weaken. Basically, it'll be a tropical storm over here, still in 20 to 21-degree waters, which is kind of crazy. But basically the Atlantic is warmer than the Caribbean. I know this part of the Pacific is warmer, but this part of the Pacific got massively upwelled to death by Derby. I will show you the upwelling right now, if you can somewhat see it. Right, upwelling. This bit was warm south of Hawaii and over here, because it formed over here, Derby, and went like this. It really upwelled all of this water right here. It's still formed in below average waters, so that's probably going to upwell those waters as well. The upper ocean heat content is not there like it is in the Caribbean. Like in the Caribbean or here, the upper ocean heat content is super high, which means any hurricane that's from here comes into the Gulf, or the Gulf of Mexico, will have a really good time of developing into somewhat of a strong system. But the reason why this season's going to be active in the Atlantic is because we've got a cold subtropics, warm MDR, so basically it needs to be warm, cold, warm. Basically, that's a negative phase of the or the positive phase, I think. The negative phase of the MAO is cold, which means cold down here suppresses the activity in the tropics, basically like that, and focuses it on more on the subtropics. But when it's a neutral year, you can get systems in the Western Atlantic and the Gulf. When it's an El Nino, you only get stuff subtropics. You may get a few odd storms in the MDR, but that's not a lot. Maybe these kind of tracks. Well, I wouldn't say these kind of tracks. The only time you see these long tracking hurricanes are in Enzo La Nina years or Enzo neutral, or these kind of tracks. You only see these tracks in El Nino seasons. You do see those tracks in La Nina season, but they travel more further west towards the Leeward Islands, then they move up along the coastline. So that's what I'm saying. Like in 2015, we did have most of our activity was over here, but then most of the storms just basically came off like this and just moved like this. Apart from Jacqueline, where it went like this, basically did a loop on itself. Now, in 2015, all of this bit was below average. This bit was above average. So basically all the subtropics are above average. Waters off England, they were slightly above average. Even the Azores, the waters are above average. But that's about to change. As you can see, these splotches of warm patches in the Enzo region, that will change because we've got usually in an La Nina season you usually see the trade winds pushing this way. In an El Nino season you see the trade winds pushing this way. Once the trade winds push this way, you see all of this warm water here will be pushed over here, creating this bit of El Nino, and all of the cold water will be over here, so instead of being over here. That's what's called the El Nino Sun Oscillation. Neutral phase is what we're in right now. So neutral phase is basically just the white splotches with a couple of red patches in and a couple of blue. That's the neutral phase. Basically the neutral phase is a cold neutral. Yes, the cold neutral is it's basically like a La Nina, but it's only extends up to about here. Then you got warm. Basically you got cold. Get my pen out. Cold, warm, cold, warm, cold, warm, and etc. But in El Nino you got warm, 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 cold. You got cold to about here, it's just cold. And you got warm, warm, and warm, if you know what I mean. Basically, that's the La Nina sorted. So I'm going to show you the model. And so if this video was 12 minutes long, guys, I did not mean to keep you over for this long. But because the 12Z model run is out right now, I will show you the Atlantic, because we are meant to have a little tropical wave that comes off the coast of Africa. Don't know if it's going to do anything, but looks like it will somewhat do something. But you could see we do have a little rotation. What's the Caribbean? South Caribbean, we do have a little rotation. We also have a little rotation on August the 1st in the Gulf of Mexico. New update is out. Tropical Storm Derby is still a tropical storm, obviously. But Estelle, Tropical Storm Derby is thingy. Estelle is still 70 miles an hour. Expect to become a major hurricane. Still. Derby. CPAT. Derby is now definitely 100% weakening. Derby is still 45 miles an hour with a pressure of 1,006 millibars. But this is the first storm to basically, if this storm basically lasts as a tropical storm, which it probably won't, but if it does something remarkable and basically gets into the Western Pacific as a tropical storm, that would be the first time since 1992 or 1993 that we had a strong hurricane from the Eastern Pacific traveled through the Central Pacific as a weak tropical storm, and then goes into the Western Pacific, intensified probably to a very strong typhoon, and then if it either make landfall on the Philippines and basically be the longest lasting storm ever, or if it basically moves basically like what John did. So basically John did this. So John basically came out of the East Pac like this, went like this, came up north like this, came back into the East Pac. So basically, when it literally became a hurricane here, and then became a hurricane in the Eastern Pacific again, near like 600, 700, 8, about 1,000, 2,000 miles north of Alaska. So yeah, Estelle's update should be out very soon. But yeah, anyway guys, that's all I've got time for you for today. But to like and subscribe, share, see you all in the next video. Peace and have a good day.